I am inevitable.
We just started a superhuman law division, and I want you to be the face of it.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It is another, let's see, I guess I can say exciting episode of She-Hulk Roundtable. We have some of the same usual suspects in the house. Myself being the host, Andy Graham, aka Comic Chat. We got Mr. Knight. We got Anzo Big Four Entertainment, and we got Guy Scar, the Basco Scenario. How y'all fellas doing tonight?
Doing good.
Doing good, man.
How about you?
Yeah, I can't complain, bro. Watching it, I spent the whole. I'll tell you, I don't know how people can shop all day. Me and my daughter, oldest daughter, she came to town. And we going to the neighboring town because it's the only grocery. I mean, the only jewelry store that sells Pandora jewelry. And my anniversary is in the next couple of days, so I'm gonna go and get that.
Charm.
Okay, 2 hour. Well, a 2 hour trip turned to like a 6 hour trip. I'm like, oh my god. I can't stand to shop anymore, man. God.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're shopping with women, man. You go out
It
there.
wasn't even her.
Good.
It wasn't even her. We went there, and my grandson went with us, and he wanted to go to GameStop.
Oh, the grandson too. Yeah, either one of there. Mm-hmm.
To get a Boba Fett. He's all up Star Wars now. He wanted a Boba Fett and a Mandalorian action figure. I said, man, you going to GameStop? That's like one of the most high price places. But he's able to get a deal, man. And he got that. Then we went to Red Lobster, and shit, it took us like 2 hours in there. I'm like, what the fuck?
Buy a group stock of stuff off of like eBay or something. Go on there and put Boba Fett and Mandalorian. You probably find somebody selling like a whole bunch of stuff for like $50.
He was happy, so it wasn't none of my money. So I was like, okay, works for me, bro. But I'll try that next time. But anyway, it is episode 7 of the She-Hulk. And I'm telling you, me and Oz were saying backstage. I think me and Gascar were saying backstage. Anybody saying that this show is demoralizing men and emasculating men, they are full of shit. Because this woman, she is desperate, like desperately seeking Susan. I'm thinking, like, what the hell? Is she not seeing what these people are trying to do? And she's falling for the okie doke.
She's thirsty. She's thirsty.
Yeah. But anyway, we're gonna go around like we usually do and get our overall thoughts on the show. We're gonna start with Anzo. What were your overall thoughts of the show?
I want to. It's trash. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's trash. But there were a few things in this episode that I didn't hate, which we'll get into. So I didn't hate it, but you know, again, there's really nothing going on in this show. You get a little something at the end, which we'll get into. But other than that, it's just all right. It's meh. I'm gonna give this episode meh.
All right. Yeah. Mr. Knight, what are your thoughts, overall thoughts on this episode, sir?
You know, this just shows that either they don't have enough time to do a good story, or they have way too much time, and then there's no story at all. It's like, I don't know. This has been way too long, too much filler, fluff, and going nowhere. Literally, everything we've seen could have been done really quick. But I mean, I'm watching it. It's so one note the while you're watching it. It's like, I'm glad, and I'm sure you all have felt like this about 10, 15 minutes in. I'm glad it's only 30 minutes.
Facts.
It's even less than that with the.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm glad that it's like that, because I know that like if I had to watch it today, I could have just boom, done. But I mean, I watched it a couple days ago. But still, it's like that's the best thing right now about this is that it doesn't take long to get through, and
Oscar, what are your overall thoughts?
I think it was trash with a little bit of sprinkles of sugar.
Damn.
Lovely.
Canadian
Just to
word
go-
must be as trash. I
just
must have made that word
just
up there.
enough to get through it. Just a little bit. Yeah, but that is what it is. That's She-Hulk. It is what it is. At law.
Overall, like I said, I will not call anything that word trash or garbage. It's very lackluster, underwhelming, dismal, bleak.
Jeez, that's worse.
Caca.
It's tough. It's tough. I only watched this show, man,
Dismal.
because I was really thinking that, man, if I tell the guys you just gonna skip this week, I was really contemplating, man. But I didn't do it. I only got 2 more weeks hanging there. I will say the end got me kind of my interest peaked, like who the fuck is the bad guy?
Right.
But yeah, for the most part, it was like okay, 24 minutes. I can sweat that.
You see, the problem with the like we get that bad guy part, and you're like, okay, that's pretty interesting. Let's see where it goes with this, right? But we've been watching how many episodes, and there was like no bad guy stuff, nothing, just. And that's the problem with the show. Like, it's not building up to the bad guy or anything like that. We're just getting someone in the background, and then in the last episode, we'll find out who it is. I don't like that.
Yeah. All right. What do we like about this? We're gonna start off with Guys Girl. Anything in this episode that you like?
Man, I didn't mind the whole dating thing. I'm like, oh, actually, we're gonna get a nice guy on this freaking show for once, because all the men in her life are like, superficial and, pretty much Tinder guys, right? And I was like, oh, this is nice. That whole part with her, the dating and getting to know each other, relatable. That was probably it. And I like the introduction to the dysfunctional retreat. That's
Yeah.
about it. That was pretty much it. The guy who loves, the bull and the matador,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Spanish
Bull
guy.
Man Bull or some shit?
Man bull, I believe it was.
Oh my god.
But you see,
Yeah.
now this is the question, right? You got the mambo. Was that someone like in a costume? Because we've seen the porcupine guy was in a costume, right? Or was that like a real fucking mambo? Because if that's the case, then where the fuck are these things coming from?
I think that was in the comic book though.
Yeah, man bull was
Yeah,
actual.
but you got to give a little bit of context for that. I mean,
Right.
We were doing that all
Yeah.
show because they did Mr. Immortal. He's in there.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a
yeah,
side
just-
character. I mean,
Yeah.
I was like, who
But-
the fuck is that? And I looked it up. So let me look up Man Bull.
But you see, that's what I'm saying. There's no mutants or anything in there, or even in humans. So we're not like, how are these guys looking the way they look, or where are they getting their powers from? Like, there's no explanation. Now, maybe there will be one in a future movie or TV series, but right now, there's no explanation for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there's nothing that makes sense with those mutants, right? Because Immortal is a mutant.
Right.
Randall is a mutant. Or
Right.
he's from some other dimension. But no explanation whatsoever. But those are the things I liked. There was just like the introduction to these new characters. That was the highlight. Not that I liked it, but that was the highlight.
This is a picture of how he looks, I guess. In the
Okay, yeah, I know who that is. I know who that is.
I guess that's who he's supposed to be. But I didn't see whether or not his feet were cloven or not. I couldn't tell all that.
Neither did I.
Yeah, he didn't look all that muscular. He looked quite out of shape to me.
Mhm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that's who he's supposed to have been. But like you said, who knows?
They do it just for laughs, you know?
Yeah. But anyway, what did you like about it, Mr. Knight? If anything.
I mean, I don't know. I keep thinking. I mean, I like the fact of what happened, what we found out at the end. That was kind of telegraphed because I kind of knew that was what happened. But I do like that they at least showed that that's what happened. And I still think a couple people we've seen and we keep seeing might have something to do with this too. And I'll get to that here in a minute. But I guess just the snippet of move forward we got, I like.
Also, anything about this episode you like, sir?
Yeah, there were a few things. I liked when she was breaking down, like, when they were having her in the little chair in a circle, and she were talking about how, she don't really like Jen and everybody likes Jen and she just wants to be seen and stuff like that. I pretty much liked that scene. I thought that was pretty decent for that part of the show, right? But other than that, there's not really much that I could just sit there and say that I enjoyed. There was that scene. That's about it, to be honest with you. From what I can remember, that's about it.
It's amazing how you have to struggle to find out things you like in a show, right? To be able to talk about it, man.
Well, I like what Anzo said about that thing when she was kind of cleaning back some of her layers and the duplicity between her and the She-Hulk. Also like the fact when they showed the thing like 3 days ago, whatever, when kind of did a little
back, yeah.
Went back and saw how the man was setting everything up, and then he sent the text saying got the blood fist pump, all that kind of stuff. This episode really made me feel sorry for her because like she's like desperate for love. I mean, like beyond desperate for love, and it's kind of crazy when you jealous kind of yourself because She-Hulk is a part of her, and she's like jealous of the She-Hulk, or like she don't have the confidence. Or either she has the confidence, but the She-Hulk kind of like magnifies it, and it's just kind of, to me, that's kind of interesting dichotomy where she is essentially jealous of herself, like because Bruce is never jealous of the Hulk. I never got that dynamic. He want at first he wanted to get rid of the Hulk, but she's like actually jealous of the Hulk. To me, that's kind of crazy. Huh? I find it kind of interesting.
Yeah, me too. It's because everybody seems to like the Hulk, and she's just like basic, right? And you could tell she don't want to be basic anymore.
That's what she wants. She wants to keep that, but she wants people to like her for
that. Not for being a She-Hulk. Yeah.
Shifty, see this right here. This is how you started off with the same She-Hulk stuff, all on She-Hulk, and then when something went wrong, you get a 90-degree. That's what's going to happen with Andor. There'll be some episode on Andor, and you'll be like, "Oh my god!" But I'm telling you, this right here is receipts.
Facts.
Meanwhile, Andor is pumping out the best content Disney Plus has produced. Skarsgård is going to get an Emmy nod for his performance as Luthen. Some nice Easter eggs too. So I'm just gonna keep this because if I hear anything remotely negative about that show later on down the road,
ain't nobody from Star Wars getting an Emmy, bro. Those are not the type of movies they give Emmys to or shows. Sorry.
Well, unless it's like technical stuff, like technical or soundtracks.
Like Twitter is the end all be all of what
he does.
Think. I don't give a shit what they say on Twitter. Twitter is a vehicle for me only when I'm getting ready to put shows on or I'm talking to y'all in the Pacific group. Other than that, I don't read Twitter. I don't read on Twitter. I don't read on Facebook or Instagram. Only thing you might see me on is some TikTok. And I ain't reading what people I damn sure ain't reading nothing they saying. I can tell you that.
Facts.
I'm reading other stuff. Like where the hell these big booty women come from?
Which area they live in and shit. You know what
most
I mean?
of them suckers be from Texas. What the hell going on in Texas, boy? I need to go to Texas.
Speaking about reading, Danny, look what I bought.
What is that? Fire and Blood. What is that?
It's the Game of Thrones from. It's what's basically going on in the show right now.
Hey, I see people talking, and this is way off the topic. I'm gonna jump on this real quick and jump back. People talking bad about this Ring of Fire. And what it's called? Water Rings.
The Rings.
What's the show?
Not
House of Dragon. The other one.
The Rings of Power.
Rings of Power. Yeah.
And I
Hey.
only got 200.
I saw a fight scene with these elves fighting these monsters and some kind of dog thing. Man, that shit looked pretty fire to me.
Really?
It's
like,
it's the thing of a lot of people just don't like it
up.
because of the changes within the characters, the look of the characters. That's a lot of what so it's the thing to bash on. Everybody loves House of Fire because it's again stuff much like what but I mean, but it's like the first 7
it's
seasons.
Like Game of Thrones.
6 seasons. Yeah, it's the first 6 or 7, whatever the seasons were before it went to shit. The last season. It's back to doing that again, so people love it. So Rings of Power are the one that it's going to catch all the flack between the two. Just.
Well, I watched some of it and I fell asleep on it, but I said I was going to go back and check it out.
You hear the sound? Mm-hmm. Put the sound down. I don't want to strike. Oh shit!
Who let the dogs out?
That's interesting.
Oh, man, that's kind of cool. Ouch.
That was some people talking about how there was one scene where the guy was supposed to be wearing armor, but he was a t-shirt and they drew the armor on a shirt instead of actual armor or something.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
No, based on what I saw that doesn't look too bad to me. So I'm like, I don't know if that was just one good scene out of slack scene, but I'm like, okay, should look all right. But anyway, we go into what we didn't like about this episode. What didn't we like about She-Hulk? We'll start with Chris this time. What didn't you like?
It's all pacing, man. Everything we've gotten in 7 episodes could have been done in probably at this point 2, maybe 3. It's like, okay, I do like the fact that they connected the last one with this, which made the last one a little better because that's the setup for the guy coming to her house this time. But that could have all been smashed into one. It's like, so we're sitting here, we're getting all this just pointless stuff and exposition that we don't need. So, I mean, it's the exposition, it's all that, and it's like, man, at this point, make these like hour and a half, like little movies for Disney Plus. I don't know, but something different than this. Like 12 episodes, man, that's crazy. And I'm worried for Andor. I mean, I like Andor so far, but the same thing could happen to Andor. I mean, because that length of time, you have to continue a story, and what they've done with She-Hulk is, let's just take a little bit, and put at the end of every damn episode. So that's all pacing to me.
So I talked about Andor, and I keep jumping off subject, but I got to do this because you made me think of something.
You're fine.
I've heard Star Wars people, fans, YouTubers in particular, said nobody asked for Rogue One. I mean, not Rogue One, but nobody asked for Solo. You don't care about Solo. You don't care about his origin and the way he got his name. Oh, that was so stupid. I've heard that several times from several different YouTubers. Now I'm asking the same question: who the hell asked for Andor? Who gives a shit about this?
Same people.
So if the same thing applied for Solo, which I think Han Solo is a much more interesting character than this, whatever his name
Cassian
is,
garbage, yeah.
And we know how he's gonna end. His ass is gonna get killed in Rogue One. So I mean, and that's the same thing to say about this. Why did he have Obi-Wan? Because we know what was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to write stuff when you know what's gonna happen. I hear that same stuff, same thing with the prequels. Well, it was easy, and it's still. So what is so different about Andor? Because it's the same premise that's been going on for 2 or 3 different projects before
even
that. So.
Danny, even to go a little further, even when the prequels came out, we were like, "Oh, why is it a prequel? Why doesn't he do the sequels?" Right? Andor is a prequel to Rogue One.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, if you like it, I'm not saying anything. I'm not calling anybody any crazy names. If you like Andor, that is fine. But I watched the first 2 episodes and I fell asleep on the third one. And I just had watched the fourth one. I don't intend on watching it. But I mean, if you like it, if you think it's great, hey man, more power to you, because I've been called crazy and suspect for some of the things I like. So yeah, it'd be hypocritical for me to sit here and talk about something else. So if you like it, Shifty, whoever else
More
like it,
power to you.
more power to you, bro.
Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I like it.
Yeah.
You're welcome too.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not great, but it's not terrible.
I mean,
bro, we know it's new, but the prequels are new too, and people complain about the prequels. That's all we're saying. This is a prequel to Rogue One. That's all we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's facts.
It's about politics and funding. He said, no, this is totally new. It's about politics and funding a machine that takes down the empire.
So wait, wasn't the prequels about politics? Wasn't that what people complain about with Phantom Menace? It was about politics? What are you talking about, Shifty?
Something we can all agree on. The Primal is great. Watch it. I never heard of the Primal.
I haven't watched it yet. Oh, he sent the clip. He sent the clip for it in the chat, Danny.
I saw it, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah. No, I didn't watch that shit either, but it looks okay. It'll be one of those shows I'll watch if I got nothing to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's nothing else to watch.
Also, what did you like about this episode, sir?
Can I say everything? Or almost everything?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, first off, I hated the fact that we got this creature thing, whatever it was, with no explanations of mutants or anything like that, so we don't know where it came from, how it got to be like that. And they did the same thing with Immortal, so I have to stay true and say that's a big issue for me. And then just to go into the Sanctum or wherever that Blonsky guy is, and to watch him be this fucking like demasculinized dude from what he was from the Incredible Hulk. It's like, that's not the same dude. Like, what did you do to him? You know what I mean? Maybe hopefully
conscientious objector overnight.
You know what I mean? Maybe he's all fake, and then one day he'll just blow up and start fucking people up again. But right now, I'm just like, I don't like what they're doing. I'm curious to know who is trying to get the blood. But I think, man, you could have gave us some information on this like 2 or 3 episodes ago. You know what I mean? And worked it in there a lot sooner than you're doing now. And you're just giving us these little tidbits or something, you know? And one thing about a lot of these shows is, you know, you got a good guy and you got a good villain. And this show has no villain. Like, really, you know, there's one in the background, but other than that, there's no villain. So who's there to fucking, like, you know, like offset She-Hulk and stuff like that? And I think it's really poorly done like that. I know they're trying to be a sitcom and everything, but you could still be a sitcom and still have the elements that you need to make it interesting, and they haven't done that yet.
I agree. Cascar, what did you like, sir?
Thing that pissed me off right here. Hold on. Share it with you. This right here, man. So they introduced a Spanish dude to the fucking thing, and they make the Spanish dude and the bull like love each other or something, and they had to make him sit on them, take the bull and make him sit on a different chair because they couldn't stop touching each other.
Yeah, Matador.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it's like,
so,
seriously,
so Spanish people can't be gay. That's what you're trying to say, guys?
Dude, it's not saying gay, man. It's a bull. You know, they're trying to make peace to something that's traditionally that, you know, bullfighting and stuff like that. No,
caught up in their feelings. Caught up in their feelings.
Man.
The heritage feelings.
No. Sorry. No, I was like, I pretty much, man. It's the pacing, the fact that we were getting very short episodes. Anzo again was dead on with the whole villain thing. It's like, where's this going? You know, the one guy you think is going to be a good guy. No, got to make him bad, right? Got to make him be the one that fucked around. And, he was there for one thing only, his own agenda, right? So she's never going to get lucky with men. She's going to, probably go lesbian because all men are jerks.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Now, ain't that some real life stuff there?
Yeah, it's reality. It can happen.
Okay.
But I'm just saying,
how
man.
many
It's
years
like,
men been doing shit like that?
but that's what I'm saying. The villain is the man. Man is villain.
Saying, the four of us, when we were younger, were we not mischievous in about one thing?
Yeah.
Until we become men.
Yeah, we come mature.
But this guy is a man. He's not a child, right? He is a man.
Some males don't grow up.
That's true.
Yeah. Out of us four, I think we all grew up.
You might be getting an ass of money.
Yeah, but
they tell me, okay, $120 million, then you got to sleep with this big green woman. Shit, I might just do that and get her blood. $120 million. Yeah.
I'm just saying that the whole thing with the show is like it's getting a little bit tiresome. That there's nothing good going her way in that aspect, right? She's on Tinder, then that didn't work out, because of the whole Jen thing. It's just, the one guy that's nice to her is the guy who fucking stabs her to get her blood. So it's just like, dang, man, where's this going?
And that's the thing too. Like that was so predictable from when this guy came up and was being all this nice guy. We all said it, like, yeah, something's off with this guy. And sure enough,
and wasn't one of the guys at that little sanctuary when he one of the guys that attacked her?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So like that didn't make that right there would have given me a red flag. Why is his ass here? So I know something was up.
What I was thinking, right, when I was watching it with Anna, I was like, oh, they kidnapped him or something. You know what I mean? Because you saw how one scene they were filming, like you saw they were filming him and her, right? There was a picture taken of both of them. So I was like, oh shit, there's a picture taken of both of them. So I thought it was somebody from Intelligenza or whatever, that thing from the last episode that were spying on them. So I'm like, oh shit, they kidnapped him in order for her, to go rescue him or something, then get her blood or something like that.
Which would have been better. Absolutely.
Yes. So I just can't wait for the show to be over, to be honest with you. That's about it.
All right. What I didn't like was about some of the same things all y'all said. The pacing is really slow. We don't know who the bad guy is. We suspect, and I sure hope it's the leader. That's the only thing that would savage this show somewhat. Is the last episode would be totally about how the leader is come with some kind of plan and it goes off on a cliffhanger. I think they're setting up the Hulk for something, maybe World War Hulk, or they ain't ready to do Immortal Hulk, but maybe they're doing World Breaker Hulk or Planet Hulk, something. I don't know.
Defenders,
or maybe it's going to tie into the invasion, secret invasion. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm definitely like, guys, I'm ready for this to hurry up, be over as well. What's up, Dan Line?
Nothing much. Sorry, I thought it started at 6:30 for some reason. Somebody told me it started at 6:30.
So at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, whatever it is for you.
I can't imagine who it might have been.
I don't know who you're talking about. Don't trust me on times right now. Don't even start with me.
All right, we're gonna go to your overall thoughts, Eddie Land, what you like, what you didn't like.
Oh God, we're already up to what we didn't like. Yes. I'm really late. Okay, I actually I thought it was super silly, and to be honest, I love things that are super silly. So this show is definitely growing on me. It was just so ridiculous. So overall, I just kind of I just thought it was silly and fun. I really like what's his name? Abomination. That character, Bronski. I find Bronski just really he's such a grifter. You just know he's just.
I hope so.
Till he does.
I hope this is all some big play.
I don't know if it will in this show, but definitely they're setting him up to be like some sort of the whole thing's got to be a front, right? And he's like
I hope so.
plotting something criminal, because it would be it's too good of a character to not do something like that, right?
You say that.
I know. But other than that, hang on, I wrote notes down when I was watching it. Okay, this is a really stupid thing to like, but I liked all the linen. I'm a really big fan of linen. I liked that her bed sheets were linen, because I have linen bed sheets, so I'm like, ooh, linen, love it. And then I know that's super lame, but that's welcome to my existence. What else did I like? I liked the therapy group, because those guys were just ridiculous. Because, therapy groups are usually super boring to go to. I don't know if anybody's ever been to any of that kind of like circle chat. I wasn't going to say chat, but anyway, that kind of like circle situation, we're all trying to be supportive, but they're never as much fun as that. They're like nothing. They're usually really boring. So that would be fun, especially the guy with the mutation with the bioelectricity stuff. So that was pretty cool. And I feel totally vindicated, because Josh was a total creeper, as I suspected. So.
That was so telegraphed. That wasn't even funny.
Well, but maybe I knew it was that. But anyway, I kind of like.
There are people with rulers that can't drive.
Even though I like Priuses, I also hate Priuses. So I like the concept of a Prius, but I don't like the Prius. It's like, why can't they make it look sexier? It'd be such a great car if it didn't look so effing lame. I'm sorry. So trash a Prius, down with that.
A little lame, but it go 40 miles to a gallon, and I got one that only.
Oh yeah, no, hell, that's what I'm saying. It's an awesome car. It's a fantastic car, but I just wish it looked hotter.
Shit about sexiness when it.
Yeah, but you know what? What can I say? Like, there's some cars that like they're fine, and there's other cars that are like really sexy, and then there's cars that just no. They just like those like Kia Soul. I don't know if you guys had those in the States. It had this weird like wraparound window on the back. Look at me getting off track.
Yep.
Fucking hated those things, man. That was the ugly car. Ugly car. Sorry if anybody out there has one. I'm not paying much attention to the chat, but if you have one, good. But anyway, what I didn't like. What didn't I like? I can't even remember what I didn't like. Again, I wish it was superhero-ier, like it was a little bit more dramatic. Like, I enjoy the humor and the lightheartedness, but I don't feel as though they're giving enough. They're not giving enough attention to like the people that are like plotting against her and trying to get her blood. Right? We're just getting teaser after teaser after teaser, and I really wish there was a little more. Action, like actual, like plotting superhero stuff, right?
Absolutely.
That would be the thing I'm finding I like least about it. I know they're saying Daredevil's going to be on, so that's good. And I mean, I'm happy they're setting up the character well. I'm sure she'll be really fun once she's in a cohort of other, superheroes that don't really want to be there or do want to be there or whatever, right? Like even this time, it was kind of fun with like sort of semi-supervillain gang that she was kind of chatting with. Because the thing is, because she's not really a superhero yet, she's kind of like crossing the line between being a superhero and like not being a supervillain, but associating with the supervillains because she's a lawyer, right? So she's kind of got that.
Has she actually like associated with supervillains yet though?
Those guys are all like traditional. Those guys are all traditionally supervillains.
Yeah, but they're changing everybody. That's the thing. They're all making. Listen, she wouldn't have gotten Abomination off if he hadn't have changed. So
yeah, but the thing is, you still get the feeling. Again, I get the feeling that he's totally.
I do too. I hope
it's a plot, right? It's like a thing. So she's doing her job. She's a lawyer. She got him out of trouble. That's what she does. That's what she gets paid to do. Represent her client to the best of her ability. So I like that she's kind of like on both sides. Whereas like a character like Daredevil is also kind of the same idea, right? Like he's a superhero, but on the same token, he's doing a lot of like skirting the law quite a bit. So he's not entirely anyway. Anyway, I've talked a lot, so other people talk.
All right, anybody got any closing arguments? I mean, closing statements on what we're going to say about what we didn't like on this episode?
You should have been on episode 3 with everything they've actually given us so far.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest problem again. It's a lot of where all of us have said.
All right. And the final thing is, what is our predictions, what's coming up, and our grades? And we will start off with Anzo.
Grade for this episode, I will give it a C+. Predictions, I have no clue where this show is going right now. I think we're gonna find out who it is that's trying to take the blood. I think it's gonna be the leader, but other than that, I don't know where the show is leading to.
All right.
So,
Chris Knight, what are your grade and your predictions?
I'll give it a C-. But I will say that I'm hoping that Bronsky will be the Abomination.
But also, I'm sorry.
yeah.
You see, you get this episode a B?
No, C+.
C+.
C+. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Chris gave it a C-. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Chris. Sorry.
I hope Bronsky's not. I hope it is a grift. I hope this is all playing that, and it would make sense. You could build it in the way it is because think about it. He kept her there long enough for her not to think about it and said, "Don't forget about that guy. Don't worry about that guy." So he is built. So there is a built-in story to this that he is a part of trying to help whoever's wants the blood to get the blood, because he's trying to make it so she doesn't actually, know what's going on. So, there's that.
Sorry,
I
you
kind of
think Bronsky's in on the blood stealing thing?
I think he may not be in on it, but he might be a part of the larger plan that he helps divert her attention to things going on in that plot. But a person doesn't have to be a part of the bank robbery to be a part of the plan. They can be, you could be like, hey, when you see all these guys running around, say you saw this or say you saw that or do this or that, it could be a rope-a-dope. I mean, it could be.
Be a diversion.
Yeah, exactly. And
the whole episode might be
I
a diversion.
I'm saying
a whole bunch of different.
I
think it is the leader. The leader makes the most sense in this. I read the thing, and I'm sure you guys have seen it now too, where supposedly Harrison Ford may come in as Red Hulk, as Thunderbolt Ross. Maybe that will come into play here. So I don't know if he would be in this one yet because we haven't heard a confirmation, but maybe maybe the leader, and that will lead to something like the Red Hulk. I hope it's the leader, man, because it would bringing Bronsky back in as the Abomination. I hope it's the Abomination, and then if you bring the leader back from the Incredible Hulk, and you at least give them some bit of
continuity.
Yeah, give it continuity, but not just that. You give there some real stakes in this if you make them like they were in that movie. Because both of them were evil enough, and well, the Abomination's a beast. If you think about it, if you write him the way he was supposed to be written, that would be some formidable stuff to move forward with into movies or another series. So I'm hoping they go that route, because right now it just looks like they're just making everything so tame. There's nothing in this. It's stakes. Okay, yeah, they got her blood. Oh well. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah, we don't know why or
what's
what's
it going to. I mean,
yeah.
It's right now. This is so mundane. And I mean, there are people who walk faster than this show's moving.
My mom said
there are babies who crawl faster
than this show moves.
Exactly. So that's the big thing. But yeah.
So up to you, Mom. I'm sure you're not watching, but
that's what I would say.
I don't think my mom's watching this.
Danny Lyon, what's your grade and your predictions?
I too will give it a C+, and I think it was the same as last week. Predictions, again, I'm hoping Chris is right, and the whole episode was like a diversion, and they're all in on it. But I somehow suspect that's not the case. I still think Bronski's setting up some sort of front. I don't know if his front is going to pay off in this show or in some like later movie or show of some sort. Other than that, yeah, I guess we're going to find out who the guys are that are trying to steal her blood. I thought we might have found out a little bit more about that with that guy being in part of the therapy group, one of the guys that attacked her. I thought he might have like dropped some hints or something because she doesn't seem to be interested in this, like, you know, the incel, whatever it is, intelligentsia incel website there. She doesn't seem to be interested in that, which is fine. I can see, you know, her not being, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe they should have had people trying to attack her and steal her blood every episode, or like I don't know. I just think they should have had so much more of that as part of the show. And then it would have been there would have been a lot more like tension. She would have been a little bit like, what the hell's going on? There would have been some like overarching thing that wasn't just sort of like dangled time to time, like a half-hearted fishing attempt. Other predictions. I have nothing exciting to predict this week. I had my Josh prediction was it for last week. So that's it.
Pascal, what are your predictions and grades, sir?
My prediction is for some reason, I think it's going to be Valentina behind all this in order to get her whole crew together that she's trying to do. So, grade, I would have to go D+.
Okay. I'm going to give it a C-. Maybe chuckling some things and slightly entertaining than last week. But Valentino is not a bad choice. But I'm hoping that it will be the leader, that they will make it that, like you said, the continuity will be even more tighter because we saw him in the original Incredible Hulk with Ross and with what's their name? That played David Banner. I can't think of his name. But yeah, you would definitely see that because we saw in
Edward Norton, you mean?
Yeah, Norton. It would make the Norton Incredible Hulk tie more into that because we saw when he was trying to cure himself of a Hulk that some of his blood was spilled on other guys, and you could see his brain kind of pulsating and all that kind of shit. So to see him as a leader, I think that would definitely tie that up. And I would. The leader is one of in the comic books is one of the Hulk's most notorious villains, and I think not to tap into that or show him on the big screen would be a waste of a good villain. So I would definitely want to see that. But the Valentino is also a good stretch too if they're gonna recast General Ross. So either one I'd be happy with. But from being truthful, I would lean more towards the leader. Shifty says Carol would be better if she not so humorless like she was in the first film. Her hanging out with Kamala should bring out the character in the sequel. People will still hate her though. Possibly right. Did Wong and that situation just go away? I guess Wong was
in the impression from the end credits that he ended up trapping that magician guy in the mirror universe.
Wong was just something, I guess, an Easter egg or something. I don't know why he really wasn't needed. And I guess the Incredible Hulk was Bruce Banner or Professor Hulk was an Easter egg or something too, because they only used him like 2 episodes and we ain't seen him since. So I don't know whether or not that's setting up something else in itself or not. But we shall see. We're right at the 43-minute mark. Perfect timing. So I'm going to go around the panel. Everyone say what's going on in their neck of the woods. Anything special going on in your channels? Now is the time, and we will start with Mr. Chris Knight.
Doing the Masked Singer stuff. Hopefully next week I get back to some of the other stuff. Tomorrow I think we're going to do the Andor Roundtable. We were going to do it tonight, but some stuff came up, so I wasn't able to do it. Tomorrow we'll do it probably before your show, Danny. And Name That Tune this week. We also have the Rumble back on Thursday. So just lots of stuff going on right now. That's about it.
Good deal. Danny Lang, what's going on in your neck of the woods?
Nothing much. I don't really have a channel. I just mostly prefer to hang out in chats or occasionally go on stream. But I highly recommend subscribing to all these other lovely people.
All right. Kai Scar, what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
Nothing much. You can catch me Wednesday, 8:30. No, 8 o'clock. Shit, I don't even know my own time. 8 o'clock Eastern for the hangout. And tomorrow on Danny's channel.
All right. Anzo, what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
There we go. I clicked the mute off like 3 times and it didn't work. Chaos Central stuff. We got your show. We got my show, Chris's show on Wednesday. Then the OOC. We'll probably be back this week with a tournament. So other than that, yeah, good show, Danny.
All right. And I'm the host, Danny, aka Comic Chat. You can find me here for the next 2 weeks. That I will be free. Amistad set me free. Then tomorrow night, catch me 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Chaos Conversation. I'll be on the Chaos Central channel. I've got 12. Would you rather this or would you rather that? From last week, took the week off. And of course, Tuesday, we will catch me on Anzo's show, Chaos List. And Wednesday's Chris show, The Rule of 3. We had Square One last night, me and Anzo, around about 8 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty good show. We had a lot of good topics, so please go ahead and watch the rewatch that if you haven't seen it already. And yeah, I'll be on Guy Scar's show on Wednesdays to hang out. Catch me later on Guy Scar, Robert Storm, Brittany, Adam, possibly. We'll be on Storm's Live here in about 45 minutes. So if you're not doing anything, please tune into that. And thank you all for supporting us as you always do. Next week, we'll be back at 8 o'clock, not 8:30. 8. The last 2 episodes will be 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is running into my House of Dragon time, and I can't have that. So until next week, where is this damn outro? Here it is. Until next week, I'm going to go ahead and put everybody back. We will catch y'all next week. Please tune in. Tomorrow I'm having a video, so catch it 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until next time, peace.
I am inevitable.